people, they don't realize that your brain communicates with everything. And when we start talking about the nervous system...
Have you ever had someone next to you who seems friendly in words, but on an instinctive level, you feel that something just doesn't add up? Have you ever felt a subtle discomfort, an intuition that suggests something dark is hidden behind that smile? Carl Jung, one of the greatest scholars of the human mind, spoke of a fundamental concept, the shadow. The shadow is that hidden part of us that we deny, but which often manifests itself in the way we treat others. And when someone feels hate, envy, or resentment, they tend to hide it, but never completely. The signs are there. They are subtle, but unmistakable. And today I will reveal 8 unmistakable signs that reveal if someone close to you harbors hostile feelings, even if they do everything they can to hide them. Be careful, because sign number 8 is the most insidious of all, and could turn the way you see certain people upside down. Before we begin, be sure to subscribe to the Mental Dose channel and the Telegram channel, so you don't miss the next videos on personal and spiritual growth. And now, let's begin. The first sign is contempt disguised as irony. Hidden hostility doesn't always manifest itself openly. Some people prefer to express it with sarcastic jokes, barbs, or biting irony. They make fun of things they know are sensitive to you, but when you try to point it out, they respond with phrases like, "But I was only joking, don't be touchy," or "You don't know how to play the game." This behavior is particularly subtle because it leaves you feeling uncomfortable, while the other person maintains the facade of someone joking without malice. In reality, repeated irony about certain topics is a clear sign of hidden contempt. If his jokes always leave you with a sense of humiliation or belittling, and above all, if they are repeated over time on the same topics, it may not only be humor, but a sign of repressed hostility. Jung argued that our personal shadow is projected onto others in a subtle and sometimes even involuntary way. When someone repeatedly uses irony to attack certain aspects of your personality, they are revealing a part of themselves that they cannot accept. The second sign is about hidden sabotage. If someone close to you feels threatened by your success or growth, they may try to sabotage you in subtle ways. Sabotage isn't always obvious and direct. Sometimes it manifests itself in misleading advice, miscommunications, or small mistakes that, when combined, hinder you from achieving your goals. A friend or family member who forgets to tell you important information, leaves out key details, or inadvertently complicates things for you, may not be as absent-minded as they seem. If these incidents are repeated and consistently occur at crucial moments, it is time to ask yourself whether they are truly coincidental. Observing the consistency of these behaviors helps determine whether there is an unconscious desire to sabotage you. Jung explained that when a person lacks the courage to face their own failures, they may unconsciously project their frustration onto others, hindering them in order to avoid feeling inferior. Sign number 3 has to do with silent competition. Some people can't accept that you're successful at something without feeling the need to outdo you. Every victory you win is followed by an attempt by them to shift the focus onto themselves or to downplay your accomplishment. If you share a piece of good news instead of congratulating you, they respond with something about themselves. If you tell them about your success, they're quick to say that they've achieved something similar or even better. This unspoken competition often arises from deep insecurities. Those who practice it cannot tolerate seeing you shine because this calls into question their self-esteem. If every conversation with this person becomes a competition, it is likely that there is an unexpressed resentment behind it. Jung argued that shadow projection leads people to see in others the qualities that they are unable to develop in themselves. For this reason, those who feel inferior will try to belittle you or compete with you to avoid facing their own feelings of inadequacy. Sign 4 is about superficial support. Those who secretly hate you may mask it with a superficial but unwarm kindness. When you need help, they minimize the problem or make excuses for not being there. When you achieve success, their enthusiasm is forced or non-existent. This attitude can be especially evident at key moments in your life. If you notice that someone close to you is always unavailable at important moments or reacts indifferently to your achievements, they may not have genuinely positive feelings for you. The lack of true support is not always easy to recognize, but it becomes evident over time by observing the person's reactions to your moments of success or difficulty. Jung spoke of ego dissociation as a mechanism that causes some people to be emotionally disconnected from others. This can translate into coldness and an inability to support those around them. I sincerely hope that you are enjoying this video and that you are finding it useful and inspiring. If so, do not forget to subscribe to the Mental Dose channel and the Telegram channel so you do not miss any future similar content. Also, to support our channel and our work, you can leave a donation with your super thanks below the video. We will be infinitely grateful.
Domino's specialty chicken. 4 tasty topping combos loaded on tender, juicy chicken. It kind of makes us wonder why we don't call it loaded chicken. Well, okay, now we do. Domino.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand the power of your words. In relationships, the right words can spark not just love, but a fire that drives a man to achieve greater things, be a better version of himself, and rise above every challenge he faces. And today, we're talking about 5 secret texts. These are not just messages. These are power tools. Tools that can build trust, deepen bonds, and push your man to greatness. But it's all about how you use them. I believe in you. At first glance, this might seem like a simple phrase, just a few words strung together. But when it comes from someone you care about, when it's said with sincerity and conviction, it becomes so much more. This one sentence has the power to transform a person's entire outlook on themselves, on their situation, and on their future. In the 4 déjà and suffragant. Let me break it down for you. Men, in particular, don't always show it, but deep down, many carry a weight that you can't always see. It's not just the external pressures, the work, the financial responsibilities, or the societal expectations. It's the internal battle, the feeling that they're constantly being measured. Men often feel the need to prove themselves, not just to others, but to themselves as well. They want to be strong, reliable, and worthy of respect. But in the process of striving for greatness, they sometimes lose sight of their own worth. They can become overwhelmed by self-doubt, unsure if they're doing enough or being enough. That's where your words come in. When a woman says, "I believe in you," it cuts through that self-doubt like a knife. It's like a ray of light shining into the darkness. It's an affirmation that says, "I see the effort you're putting in, and I see the man you're becoming." When you tell a man you believe in him, you're not just acknowledging what he does, you're acknowledging who he is. And that is one of the most powerful things you can offer to someone you care about. It goes beyond superficial compliments or empty encouragement. It's a statement of trust, a declaration that no matter what happens, you have faith in his abilities, his choices, and his heart. But let's be clear about something. "I believe in you" is not just a phrase that should be tossed out casually. It should come from a place of true understanding and connection. It should be said at the right moment, when it feels genuine and heartfelt. It's about being in tune with the man you're speaking to, understanding his struggles and triumphs, and knowing that your belief in him is what will help him push through the toughest times. When a man hears this, it becomes a driving force in his life. It fuels his motivation, strengthens his confidence, and builds a bridge between you and him that goes beyond the physical and emotional. It taps into something deeper. His desire to rise to the occasion, to be the best version of himself, not just for his own benefit, but for the person who believes in him. And that's the beauty of this simple phrase. It doesn't just uplift him in the moment. It sets the stage for long-term growth and personal development. It acts as a foundation on which he can build. But here's the thing, men are often hesitant to admit they need this kind of affirmation. They may not always come to you asking for reassurance, and they might not vocalize their need for encouragement. Society has taught many men to be self-reliant, to never show vulnerability, to push through adversity without complaint. This means that as women, you often have to be the ones to recognize the subtle signs of struggle and offer that encouragement before they even ask for it. And that's where your ability to say, I believe in you, becomes incredibly powerful. It's not about waiting for him to voice his insecurities. It's about seeing them before they fully surface and offering the reassurance he might not even realize he needs.